Hi, what's going down, genitals? My name's the Sexy Beast, and this is going to be a very, very, very drastic change as opposed to the last couple of videos. This is a little bit more of a question, plus a couple comments, but mostly a question. It's why do girls like assholes? Or this is why girls like assholes. It's a combination of me telling you, plus I don't understand, because it's just a conundrum. I don't really know how I feel quite yet. First of all, I would just like to say girls like assholes because they are not human. They are these weird creatures from a different realm or a different dimension because obviously they don't have penises. They have like gaping voids, just general lack of matter down there. In fact, there's like a black hole down there, so I'm convinced that they're not entirely human, or at least they're not from this dimension. They're not from any universe or even galaxy that I am familiar with. Yeah, I said galaxy. Or universe. Which one's bigger? I forget, because I don't care, and I fucking suck at science. So, why girls like assholes? I don't understand. Maybe it's because dicks and assholes are fun. What? I don't know. So, I think the reason they like assholes is because they like being treated like shit. I don't really understand what it is. I think it's just the notion of a girl not liking the safe, the easy choice. For instance, if you've ever seen the movie, it was actually pretty good. A lot of people didn't want to see it because it seemed like a chick flick, but it was actually one of my favorite movies over the 2011. Was This Means War with Chris Pine, Reese Witherspoon, and my fucking number one if I were gay, Tom Hardy. So, yeah, oh, there you go, tidbit. Ben's number one if he were gay is no longer Michael Fassbender. It is now Tom Hardy. He's moved up the list. Fassbender's moved down a little bit, but it's still close. It depends on the day. Depending on the day, I might be a Fassbender man. That just sounds bad. I'm a Fassbender man. I don't even know. He can bend me. Lol. Alright, I got off on a bit of a tangent that I had not initially intended on going on, so I apologize for that. I think the biggest reason I brought up This Means War is in that movie, there was a moment where Reese Witherspoon had to choose between Chris Pine's douchebag character and Tom Hardy's awesome character. I'm not biased at all. And she was just like, oh, Tuck seems like, he seems really safe. He seems safe, which was Tom Hardy's character, which is bullshit. He does not deserve the short end of the stick like that. It is not fair. He's amazing. What? So, yeah, there was like, oh, he's safe, you know, blah, 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 blah. FDR is a little bit more, he's a little bit more exotic, blah, 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 but he seems like the womanizer. And yet, at the end of the movie, she goes with the womanizer. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why would you do that? So, I think it's just the mentality of aiming beyond your means that for some reason captivates people. It overtakes their mind. You don't see a guy walk into a bar or something filled with women and walk up to his first choice, walk up to somebody who is, if you look at them like superficially, just based off of their appearance over what most people deem attractive. I have odd tastes in women, so I'm not gonna go by my tastes, but the typical taste, of just what people think, and what people have been through media told what is attractive. They're not going to walk up to, the fifth or sixth best looking person in the bar first. They're going to probably start working their way down the ladder from the very top. They're not just going to start, down low. So, lol, that was dirty. I'm sorry. My mind is in the gutter. I apologize. Yet again, another tangent. I'm not too good at this whole commentary thing anymore. I need to get back in the groove of things. So, I think the main reason that people, or at least females anyways, go after, the asshole males are because they are typically the better looking individuals. They're the people who know that people... This sounds really weird, especially for people who are hearing me say this, if anybody's hearing me say this. I think those people know that people want them, therefore they take advantage of that whole mentality of knowing somebody's going to want them just because of the way they look. And females are going to put up with that shit because they're pandering for status quo. And I'm not going to say just females. I'm only talking about females because I'm a dude, okay? It's like bro code. I'm not allowed to slander the male. For instance, if I were a chick, I'd just be like not, putting down my girlfriends. I'd just be shitting on the men because they're pigs, you know what I'm saying? But because I'm a man, respect. I think that's just the way it is. I think, a lot of the same things happen. You see it all the time. You see, a total bitch. Like, for instance, I work at a grocery store. I see it all the time. I see a total bitch with, like, some really, really nice guy, and he's just sort of like her slave, and he puts up with it because, you know, she's like an 8 and he's like a 5 or maybe a 6 on a good day, you know. And he actually succeeded in getting, you know, beyond his means, if you want to call that success, being somebody's slave and, you know, being in a relationship where you fucking hate each other and you loathe one another's existence and you resent each other every day you wake up. Which, sadly enough, is actually sort of where my parents were. But, you know, the point being is, I think that because the guys don't care, there's also sort of a mentality where the chick needs to try harder. Yet, for whatever reason, females are kind of like, in the sense of they will always, like, for instance, my friend and an ex that I was actually with at one point in time, he cheated on her. They broke up. They got back together. He cheated on her again. They got upset. You know, she was just heartbroken over it again. Got back together again. And it's just over and over and over again. And women, for some reason, are super forgiving. Yet, if you cheat on a guy, he's like, get the fuck out of my home. I'll never want to see you again. So, obviously, the extraterrestrials from the alternate dimension and the separate realm of reality are the problem. Long live men. Oh, good God. Like, we haven't ruined this fucking planet enough. Anyways, that's a really random and incoherent video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give me 150 likes. And if you didn't, please dislike it and tell me that I need to get my shit back together because I'm fucking rambling a lot. And hopefully you guys have a good day. Stay shiny. Penis.